Okay, let's look at our redo for today. So it says Rebecca bought 8 air filters. Each air filter cost $16.95. Rebecca used a coupon for $7.50 off her total cost of the air filters. The total cost in dollars that Rebecca paid for these 8 air filters can be represented by this expression. 8 times $16.95 minus $7.50. How much did Rebecca pay for these 8 air filters? Okay, so in order to solve this expression, we have to use order of operations. So if you remember, we have, please bring my dad apple slices. Okay, so P is for parentheses, B is for brackets, and M and D is for multiplication and division. A is for add and subtract. So I'm going to start with parentheses. So I see one set of parentheses here, 8 times $16.95. So I'm going to multiply that to the side. Alright, so 8 times 5 is 40. I'm going to put 4 on top. 8 times 9 is 72 plus 4 is 76. So it's going to be plus 7. 8 times 6 plus 7 is 55. So add 5. 8 times 1 plus 5 is 13. Now remember to keep the place values you have behind the decimal. So here I have 2 place values behind this decimal. Here I don't have any. So my answer has to have 2 place values behind the decimal. So in this case, she spent $135.60. Now remember, she used a coupon, so we're going to finish up by subtracting. So we don't have any more parentheses, we're done. Brackets, multiplication and division, we don't have any. We're done with all that. So we're left with add and subtract. So now we're going to subtract that. Again, that's not something I can do on the top of my head. So I'm going to subtract that to the side. So when you're subtracting, remember to line up your decimal. So we have $135.60 minus $7.50. Okay, so I'm going to start in my hundreds place. 0 minus 0, 0. 6 minus 5 is 1. Bring down my decimal. Now I can't subtract 7 from 5, so I have to borrow. So this 5 becomes 15, and my 3 becomes a 2. So 15 minus 7 is 8. I bring down my 2 and bring down my 1. So she spent a total of $128.10. And I see that I did this correct because I have this as an answer here. Now let's look at our next problem. So it says, what is the value of the expression shown? So we have 4 brackets 4 and 5/10 minus 2 parentheses 1 and 2/10 parentheses brackets. So remember our acronym. Please bring my dad apple slices. So in this case, do we see parentheses? Yes. Or brackets? Yes, we see here. So we have 4 and 5/10 minus 2 and 1 and 2/10. Now, first thing we're going to do is add in those brackets, we actually have to solve this problem first. Now, remember they told us in the video earlier, if there is no operation symbol next to parentheses, you're going to multiply. So really, this means to multiply. So we're going to have 1 and 2/10 times 2. Remember, when you multiply decimals, you don't need to line them up. So 2 times 2 is 4. And 1 times 2 is 2. Remember to include your place value. So I have 1 place value behind my decimal. So in this case, this becomes 2 and 4/10. So I'm going to rewrite my problem. And I have 4 brackets 4 and 5/10 minus 2 and 4/10 brackets. Alright, now I'm done with parentheses. Now I have brackets. And in those brackets, I have 4 and 5/10 minus 2 and 4/10. Okay, so let's go ahead and solve for 4 and 5/10 minus 2 and 4/10. Remember to line up your decimal. So in my tens place, I have 5 minus 4, which is 1. Bring down my decimal. 4 minus 2 is 2. So now I'm left with 2 and 1/10. So I'm going to go back and write my problem. I have 4. And remember, those brackets now become multiplication. So 4 times 2 and 1/10. Okay, so I'm done with brackets, and the next thing is multiplication and divide, and you'll notice that's all I have is multiplication. So I have 2 and 1/10 times 4. You don't have to line up your decimal, so I'm just going to multiply. 4 times 1 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. Now my answer is not 84 because I have one place value behind my decimal. So my answer is 8 and 4/10.